Hello everyone. Hi Isabel. How
How,
are you today?
how you feeling, Professor?
I am doing better, but my stomach is keep hurting a lot.
Oh, wow. I hope you get better soon.
Thank you so much. And my niece and nephew, baby kids, they all got sick last night. They all suddenly started throwing up. The oldest one started crying, saying his stomach is hurting a lot. So our family condition is not good.
Oh my gosh, that's bad.
Yeah. I hope all of you guys will be safe from this virus. I don't think it's a virus. The stomach virus you guys are talking about, you told me before. So yeah, my sister's family, they all are sick, vomiting and stomachache. So be safe, everyone. Okay, so we have 13 people. Um, Let me do a little recall from last class. Um, until everyone comes. So in our last class, I'm sorry that I couldn't able to hold it online. I just had to give you the video lecture. I was planning to teach you online, but after my last class in the morning, I felt terrible. Like my condition got so bad that I couldn't talk anymore. So I gave you the video to watch, and I hope all of you did watch that. Um, I slept the entire day on Friday, and after sleeping, I felt a little better. And I was thinking, well, it was a good idea actually to cancel my afternoon class. Otherwise, I didn't know like what would have happened to me that day. But anyway, thank you so much everyone for being so understanding. Um, Whatever you did not understand in the video lecture, you can ask me today. Or if you don't feel comfortable in the online setting, you can always ask me after class in any of the in-person classes. Okay. Even during the lecture, if you don't understand anything and if you're shy to talk, raise your hand, no problem. You can always talk to me after class every day. My office hour is Tuesday after class, but if it's for 5 or 10 minutes, I don't mind spending time with you after class. So in our last class, which was the video lecture, I went over a few things. I'm not going to go over all the details. Let me just tell you. Oops, what happened? Oh no. Oh, sorry everyone. Suddenly, I don't know what happened. My screen went black, and I just couldn't able to connect with my internet. So I hope it's fine now. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. So in the video lecture, I went over a few things in my morning class. Um, we talked about if you want to find slope, x-intercept, and y-intercept from a standard form of a line, there are two methods of doing it. One is traditional method, where you actually solve for everything manually. And then in another method, you don't have to solve everything manually. You can simply use shortcut to find everything. As long as, yeah, something happened to my laptop, like suddenly it went black and nothing was working. My keypad wasn't working. So probably something happened. I hope nothing happened. This is my new computer. I just bought it 1 month ago with $1,000, man. Anyway, so either you can use traditional methods to find everything, or you can use shortcuts. If you do use shortcut, make sure you write down all these rules so that I can see you remember everything and it did not copy from your neighbors during the exam. So using the shortcut, let me do one example. Let's say um let's say a standard form of a line is 3x minus 7y equals, let's say, 10. And they want you to find everything: slope, x-intercept, and y-intercept. To find the slope, all you have to do is pause.
Right. So is this like a whole separate problem for, is that other than the 2x minus 6y equals 10?
Uh-huh. So 2x minus 6 equals 10, we went over in our last video, we went over using traditional methods.
Okay.
And now I'm going to show you one example, a different example where you can use shortcut. Okay. So this is already done. All you have to do is watch the recording from last class. And I'm giving a new example just for you practice.
Sorry, would it be possible to just go back to that last one so that I can
Last,
how you did this? I just want to see it. It was like really fast. I wasn't there for what was that?
last one means what?
Hmm?
Last one means which last one?
For the 2x minus 6y equals 10?
Um, okay, so for the traditional method, first you solve for slope. In order to solve for slope, you have to convert this into slope intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. That means basically you need to get your y alone. So get rid of the 2x and get rid of the -6. So you start by subtracting -6, say -2x from both sides. You get -6y equals -2x plus 10. And then to get the y alone, you need to divide everything by -6. So you get y equals, the negative cancel out. 2 and 6 both are divisible by 2. So you get 1/3 x. And 6 and 10, they both are divisible by 2 again. So you get -5/3. This is in slope intercept form. We like it because in this format, you can see the slope directly. So our slope here is 1/3. And this thing comes automatically. It's a free things, which is the y-intercept. So y-intercept is y equals -5/3. And then you solve for x-intercept. So to find the x-intercept for any type of equation, we need to set y to be 0 and solve for x. So we have 2x minus 6y equals 10. Set y to be 0 basically means get rid of the entire y term. So you're left with 2x and 10. To solve for x, you need to get rid of the 2 in front of x. So you divide both sides by 2 and you get x equals 5. This is your x-intercept. So this is the traditional method where you find everything manually. But let's say in the exam, you don't have enough time to do all this work, or you are lazy, then you don't have to do all the work. All you have to do is remember 3 things. Slope is negative a over b, x-intercept is x equals c over a, and y-intercept is y equals c over b. So in this example, I have 3x minus 7y equals 10. So our a is 3, b is negative 7, and c is 10. So to find the slope, all you have to do is write negative a over b. So we have negative 3 over negative 7. Since we have double negative, we cancel them. So we end up getting 3 over 7. Then to find x-intercept, you write x equals c over a. Our c is 10, a is 3, and here we have nothing to cancel, nothing to reduce. So that's our answer. To find the y-intercept, you write y equals c over b. Our c is 10, b is negative 7. And again, we have nothing to do, so we stop here. So either you find everything in details or just remember the formula correctly, all these formulas correctly, and then apply them. Next thing we did in our last class was graphing equation, graphing linear function using slope and y-intercept. Lady?
Yeah, I was wondering if this type of shortcut is always gonna work.
It will work in standard form.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much.
So to graph using slope and y-intercept, first you plot the y-intercept on the y-axis, and from there you work your slope. So slope has 2 parts. One is numerator, one is denominator. If the numerator part is positive, then from the y-intercept you go upwards. But if the numerator is negative, from the y-intercept you go downward. Then from that position you work right if the denominator is positive, and you work left if the denominator is negative. And then you connect your y-intercept with a new point, and then you get your line. So we went over these 2 questions. Actually, I went over the left question, and I told you to do this on your own. So do this on your own. I'm going to check in the next class. The next thing we did in our last class was finding the equation from the graph. So you have to find the equation in both formats, slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, and then convert this into standard form. Standard form means ax plus by equals c. So to find the equation, it's better to start with the slope-intercept form because you already have the slope and intercept in the graph given to you. So let me go over this real quick. If you start with y equals mx plus b, if b is the y-intercept, which is here. So instead of writing b, it's positive 2. So you simply write it's positive 2. This is positive 1, this is positive 2. And then from that point, you walk either left or right to a good point. So let's say you want to walk here from the slope, then you know to do that from the y-intercept, from the y-intercept. From the y-intercept, you need to go 1 unit up. Up means your numerator is +1. And from that position, you need to go 1, 2, 3 units to the left. Left means it's negative on the denominator. So you erase your m and you write 1 up and 3 left. So this is your standard form of the equation. Y equals -1/3x plus 2. So in a standard form, slope-intercept form. -1/3. Slope is just the number. X is the variable. Slope is just the number. So from here, if you want to go to the standard form, all you have to do is bring x and y next to one another. That means you need to add the 1/3 x to both sides so that x and y next to one another. And you get 1/3 x plus y equals 2. Now this is not wrong, this is correct. But if you observe all the standard form you have seen so far in this class, none of them actually have any fraction in it. That means we don't want this 3 on the denominator. So to cancel this 3 on the denominator, you need to multiply every term by that denominator so that denominator cancel out. And you end up getting x plus 3y equals 2 times 3, 6. So now this is the correct version of the same line in standard form. And then what we did was we started section 3.5 and we went over finding equation of the line from given certain information. The first information is what if 2 points are given. 1 point is here, 1 point is there. How do you find the equation of the line that goes through those points? So what you do is first you need to find the slope. So to find the slope, you use the slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Once you have a slope, then you take one of these points, either this one or that one. Take 1 point. So let's say one of them is x1, y1. The other one is x2, y2. So you take 1 point and the slope and replace these slope and x1, y1 into y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1 in point slope format. So you replace y1, slope, x1, and then based on what format they want, you just rearrange everything. You can see, so let me erase this. The lady.
I'm sorry, Professor, I can't see between the lines.
Okay, so details is here on the next page. You take your 2 points, find the slope in first step. Once you find the slope, you take one of the points and replace x1, y1, and the slope in the point slope format. And then based on what the final answer they want the format is, you just rearrange x and y from this point slope intercept form. So this is what we do when you have 2 points and you are finding the equation of the line that goes through the 2 points. The next thing, also from here, I did this question in class, and this was your homework. So do this question in the homework. I'm going to check that in our next class. The next thing we did was finding the equation when the slope is already given and 1 point is given. So since the slope is given, that means we don't need to find slope. And the point is given, you just indicate this point as x1, y1. So you take that slope, replace into y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. You replace y1 and x1, and then just rearrange everything based on the final format. So here, by observing all these multiple choices, we see our final format. They want ax plus by equals c, means standard. So you just rearrange everything, and then you get x and y on one side and the constant number to the other side. So I did one question in class, and I said, this is your homework. So write the equation in slope-intercept form first, means y equals mx plus b, and then rearrange again to write this in standard form. So that was your third questions from last class to do in your home. And now we are starting today's lecture today. The new lecture today. We are going to find equation of the line that is horizontal or vertical, which goes through a point. So for this type of equation, you don't have to do any math. All you have to do is visualize the scenario, what is given and what they want you to write or find. Let's start with an example. We see they're asking, find the equation of the horizontal line that passes through the point 4, -4. So question number 1. How do you draw any horizontal line? Do
Yeah,
you know?
you need to draw on the y. You need to go through the y interest.
So
Yeah.
horizontal line only goes through left and right, right? It doesn't go up,
Yes.
doesn't go down. It only walks from left side to the right side on a straight path. So we are going to draw a horizontal line. But before that, let's plot this point. They gave us this point for a reason. So let's plot it. We have x-axis here, y-axis here. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. 1, 2, 3, -4 here. So this is the point 4, -4. And all they're asking is, hey, use that point to draw a horizontal line. That means all you have to do is go straight left and straight right from that point. That's your horizontal line. Now they want you to write down the equation for this line. See, the horizontal line doesn't go through the x-axis. It only goes through the y-axis. So it has a format y equals a number. So every horizontal line has an equation y equals a number. So from in this graph, which y value you see that line is going through? -4. So our equation is y equals -4. That's it. That's all you have to do. Now you try one. Find the equation of the line which has an undefined slope. And that line goes to the point -1/2 for the x value and -5 for the y value. Let me know when any of you are ready. Ready? Who is ready to help me with this? Lady, go ahead.
X equals negative 1/2.
X equals negative 1/2. How did you figure that out? What did you do?
Use vertical lines have undefined
How
slope.
do you know it's a vertical line? They didn't mention anything about vertical line. So how do you
But
know?
use vertical lines have undefined slope.
Good job. That's the trick. What type of line has undefined slope? It's a vertical line. Vertical line goes straight up and straight down. So if you have a point, negative 1/2 and negative 5, the only way you can draw a vertical line that goes to this point is going straight up from that point and straight down. So we see clearly it's going through the x value, negative 1/2. Good job, lady. And that's all you have to do. Just visualize the scenario and write the answer. Does anybody have any question? Okay, the next topic is parallel and perpendicular lines. So two lines are parallel. So these two lines are parallel. 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 So if you observe all these parallel lines, you can see clearly that they have the same direction, means they're going toward the same, they're going toward the same end point, and the distance between them is always same. The distance throughout their journey, all the distance are always same. So in order to guarantee that the distance between these two are always same, we have to have a condition. The condition says the two lines, they have to have the same slope. Only if they have the same slope, we can guarantee that they will never intersect. And the distance between them will always be same. For example, the top edge of this page and the bottom edge of this edge are parallel. Why? Because the distance between the top and bottom is always same. Similarly, the left edge here and the right edge here, they're parallel. How do we know? Because the distance between any 2 points on any wire on these two sides are always same. So two lines are parallel if they have the same slope in order to maintain the same distance between them throughout their journey. So if slope of one line, let's say, is positive 1, slope of another line has to be positive 1. If slope of one line is negative, let's say 1/2, slope of another 1/2, slope of another line will be same, negative 1/2. So parallel lines, they have the same slope. If slope of one line is 0, slope of another line has to be 0. If slope of one line is undefined, then slope of another line has to be undefined. So we have to have the same slope. For perpendicular line, it's a different scenario. And now my word is not working. So let me save it first. And then I have to reload my page. Give me 1 second, sorry. Can I write? Oh no. So let me pull up this again. Refresh. Now, perpendicular line, they intersect one another, but they have to intersect with a special degree. Perpendicular lines, they intersect with a 90 degree. If they do not intersect in 90 degree, that means they are not perpendicular. So in order to guarantee that they will touch one another with a 90-degree angle, we have to maintain two conditions. So if you observe here, this line is increasing, so its slope is positive, but this line is going down, so its slope is negative. So one condition is perpendicular lines, they have to have opposite sign. And the second condition is just the sign opposite is not enough. We have to make sure they have completely opposite number. Means the numbers are reciprocal of one another. So if one line has slope, let's say +2, its perpendicular line has to have the slope -1/2. 2 and 1/2, they are reciprocal of one another. Similarly, let's say we have a horizontal line which is slope 0, then its perpendicular line has to be a vertical line. And vertical line has to have slope 1/0 because they are reciprocal of one another. But 1/0 is called undefined. So a horizontal line and vertical line, they are reciprocal of one another. They are perpendicular of one another. Their sign, 0 doesn't have any sign, or undefined doesn't have any sign. So their sign are opposite, but they're invisible. And if you're not sure whether they are opposite of one another or not, the easy way to check them is multiply them. If you multiply the two slope, their product has to be -1. So if you multiply 2 times -1/2, half of 2 is 1, so you get -1. So the product of any two perpendicular slope will always give you -1. Now, our next type of question. Find the slope of a line that is parallel, also perpendicular to a given line. That means you need to know what's the slope of this line. Since this is in standard form, so we don't see the slope, that means you have two choices. Either use y equals mx plus b to convert this standard form into a slope-intercept form, or use the shortcut I taught you at the beginning of the class. If you do use shortcut, then all you have to do is remember slope is whatever what. Slope for any line in standard form is -a/b. Whatever you have in front of x, this is your a. Whatever you have in front of y, this is your b. So -a/b, it means it's -7/6. So this is the slope of this line. So since you see it's negative, so it's going down. Slope is -7/6. So to find the slope of its parallel line, its parallel line could be here, or it could be here, or it could be here, or it could be there. Like all these lines, they are parallel to one another. So the slope, the parallel line, we use the symbol to represent parallel line. We use double vertical bar. It means parallel. And the perpendicular symbol is upside down T, because we have a 90-degree angle here in the upside down T. So parallel slope should be the same. So it's -7/6. On the other hand, perpendicular slope, so let me use this perpendicular symbol. Perpendicular slope, the sign has to be opposite. So the negative will turn into positive. And good job, lady. You're going to flip 7/6. So it will become 6/7. And that's all you need to do for this type of question. First, find what the slope of the given line. And then based on that, you can find what the slope of the parallel line and slope of its perpendicular line. And guess what? This is your next exam question. Also, this is a final exam question. So is anybody lost yet? Taz?
Yes, I'm a little lost. So I see that you did the m equals -7/6. So we got, how do we get rid of, for 7x, how do we get rid of that? Because you
At
put
the
a,
beginning of the class, I showed you the details method. To find the slope, you need to solve for y. So to solve for y, subtract 7x from both sides and divide it by 6. If you don't
okay,
want to do all these details, then all you have to do is remember, slope is the coefficient for x divided by coefficient for b, and then a negative sign in the front. So what
okay,
I did was I took the coefficient for x and coefficient for y. I divided that and then put a negative sign in the front. That's the slope of any line in standard form.
okay,
And if you know that slope, that means you know what's the slope of its parallel line and its perpendicular line. No problem, Sheikh. As long as you're here, and whatever you missed so far, make sure to watch the recording. Any other question from anyone? Remember, you're going to see this in the exam, also in the final exam. So this is a very important concept. Okay, then it's time for you to practice. Go ahead, find the slope of this line, and then slope of its parallel line, slope of its perpendicular line. So what's the slope of this line? Then slope of its parallel line, and then slope of its perpendicular line. Okay? Let me know when any of you is ready to help me with this. Justin, go ahead. What's the slope of this line?
So would the slope of the line be 5/8?
5/8. So
And
it's
then
negative, hold on, negative a/b. So you have -5/8. The negative cancel out, so you get 5/8.
and then for the other one, would it be -8/5?
Which one, the parallel line or the perpendicular line?
The parallel line. The one with the two lines next to it. The second one.
Parallel has to have the same slope. So what's the slope for the parallel line?
Negative 8/5.
No. Parallel line have same slope, same.
Oh, so it'd be the same thing.
Same things.
Okay. And then the last one.
Same slope. And perpendicular lines.
Yeah, that one would be negative 8/5.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So you call them completely opposite. We call them negative reciprocal. Negative reciprocal slope. That's all you have to do. Why is the 5 negative? Because this is the rule. Negative A over B. So this negative comes from the formula. And A is 5, B is negative 8. Okay, Kelly?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good job, everyone. The next thing is from here a little bit more. Once you know your slope for the parallel or perpendicular line, now you want to know, well, what's the equation for parallel and perpendicular line? So what you're going to do, you're going to do the exact same thing. First, figure out the slope of the given line. And then based on that, whatever line they want you to find, you find the slope of that line. Once you have the slope, they'll give you a point. All you have to do is plug that point and slope into point slope format. So let's do one example. We have parallel and perpendicular. Let me cross out the perpendicular first and do the parallel. Find the equation of the line parallel to the line y equals 1/4 of x minus 3. And that parallel line passes through the point 6, 7. So the 6, 7 is x1, y1. So we start by the slope of this line. Slope of the line. Slope of the line given. Slope of the given line. Slope of the given line. So we have the line y equals 1/4 of x minus 3. What's the slope of this line? Do you know? Any of you? Taz?
Is it 1/4?
Good job. It's 1/4. So slope of this line is 1/4. That means slope of its parallel line is what? 1/4, the same exact slope. And that parallel line has x1 and y1, 6, 7. So parallel line, we have two information for the parallel line. One is the slope and one is the point that goes through. That means now we are ready to find the equation of the parallel line. As long as you have a point, a slope, you can always write the equation of the line. How do you start? We start with y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. We have slope here. So we replace slope with 1/4. This is our x1. So we replace x1 with 6. This is our y1. So we replace y1 with 7. That means we are not going to touch this y minus and then this x minus. So leave your y minus and x minus alone. Besides these two, replace everything else. And then we see that this 1/4 is a fraction and we hate fraction. So we can easily get rid of the fraction if you multiply this 4 by another 4. But math is fair. Math says, well, if you multiply one term by 4, you have to multiply the other side also by 4. So this thing turns into 4y minus 28. The numerator 4 cancel the denominator 4, and we have x minus 6. Now, one thing here is that they did not mention which format we want to write our final answer. Is it standard form or slope intercept form? Since they did not mention, so we are going to go over the format they gave us in the given equation, in the given line. This is in slope intercept form, so we are going to write our parallel line in the slope intercept form. That means we want to solve for y. So have this y alone. So get rid of the 28. So add 28 to both sides. We get 4y equals x. 28 minus 6 gives you 22. Now we don't want the 4, so we divide everything by 4. 22 and 4, they both are divisible by 2. So we divide both of them by 2, and we get our final answer as y equals 1/4 of x plus 11/2. This is the equation of the parallel line. So the given line they gave us, given line was y equals 1/4 of x minus 3. And we just found its parallel line is y equals 1/4 of x plus 11/2. And if you observe, they have the same slope. Now let's answer this question with perpendicular. Find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line, which passes through the point 6, 7. We are going to do the exact same thing. We figure out what's the slope of this original line, and that will tell us what will be the slope of its perpendicular line. So slope of the given line is 1/4. That means slope of its perpendicular line. Who can tell me the slope of the perpendicular line? Good job, lady. It's negative 4/1, but 4/1 is a whole number, -4. So we don't even have to write a fraction. We can just simply write the whole number, -4. And that perpendicular line has x1, y1, 6, 7. That means you can find the equation of the perpendicular line. So equation of the perpendicular line, we start with the format y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. And we are going to do the exact same thing what we did in our last example. We are going to replace y1 with 7. Slope this time is -4. And our x1 is same 6. That means we do not touch y minus, equal, and x minus. And this time, -4 is not a fraction. So we don't have to worry about getting rid of the denominator. We can simply distribute the -4 to the right side. So we get y minus 7 equals -4x. And then we multiply -4 times -6. What do we get? -4 times -6 is positive 24. And then we want to get the y alone, means simply add 7 to both sides. So y equals -4x. 24 plus 7, if you add, you get 31. And you need to know how to add this without using calculator. You are not allowed to use calculator in the exam. So if you compare the given line with its perpendicular line, the given line is y equals 1/4 of x minus 3. Its perpendicular line has the equation y equals -4x plus 31. So if you observe their slope, one is 1/4, one is -4. We don't care about y-intercept. They may have any y-intercept. The main thing they have to have is the slope completely opposite. Okay. Any question from anyone? Can you explain again about the parallel and perpendicular if you have time? So parallel, so this is your homework to do. Question number 4. So parallel lines. Two lines are parallel if they have same slope. They could be increasing line, they could be decreasing line, they could be horizontal line, they could be vertical line, they could be horizontal line. So all these lines are, all these pairs of lines are parallel because they have the same slope. On the other hand, perpendicular line, they have to intersect. But when they do intersect, they have to intersect with a 90-degree angle. So if one line is increasing, its perpendicular line has to be decreasing. So slope of this line, let's say positive 2/3. Then its perpendicular line, which is intersecting one another with a 90-degree angle, has to have a slope -3/2. Their sign has to be opposite. Their fraction has to be flipped. So if you have a horizontal line, its perpendicular line has to be a vertical line. Why? Because only a horizontal and vertical line intersect with a 90-degree. So horizontal line has slope 0. Vertical line has slope undefined. Why it's undefined? Because this is the reciprocal of 0. Reciprocal means you just flip the fraction. 0 has invisible 1 below that. So when you flip 0, it becomes 1/0, which is undefined. Okay? So main concept, you have to remember. Parallel lines have same slope. Perpendicular lines have negative. Reciprocal means completely opposite slope. We call it negative reciprocal slope. Is it clear, Joshua? Wonderful. Now, using this concept, so this is your question number 4, which I'm going to check in next class. So first the question was from last class. This is question number 1. which you're going to do, which I'm going to tag. The next question is this one, which I'm going to tag. The next number is this one. So all three things here are from last class. And from today's class, this is the first question you're going to do as your homework, this one. All of these are posted on Brightspace. So all the questions without the solutions are posted on Brightspace. So you can access them anytime on Brightspace. Today I started from here. Horizontal and vertical lines. And plus this is also recording, so you can watch it later anytime. Do you know how to find all these recordings? If I sent you an email from last class, so all you have to do is click on that playlist and you're going to see all these questions. Now the last type of equations we're going to find here is parallel and perpendicular slope. Find the slope and equation of parallel and perpendicular line that goes through a point. And yes, Joshua, all the recordings are posted on Brightspace. Sorry, not Brightspace, on YouTube. But the link is on Brightspace. So the last type of equations we are going to find is the parallel and perpendicular. But parallel and perpendicular not for a given line, but it's parallel and perpendicular of x and y axis. So if you have this type of question, you don't need to do any math. All you have to do is visualize. Just like the horizontal and vertical line we did at the beginning of the class, you're going to visualize here what's the scenario. So question, find the slope of the line perpendicular to the x-axis that goes to the point 3, -5. So in this point, our x value is 3 and y value is -5. Now perpendicular to the x-axis. So let's draw the x-axis. This is x-axis. Any line that is a perpendicular to the x-axis has to be a vertical line. Perpendicular line. Now vertical line, any vertical line, what's the slope of any vertical line? Slope of any vertical line is? Nope. Horizontal line has slope 0. Vertical line doesn't have any slope, undefined. And that's all you have to do. Figure out what type of line you have and what's the slope of that line. So for this type of question, you have only two choices for your slope. Either it's 0 or it's undefined. So if you have a horizontal line, this is called horizontal line. Let me change my color. Blue, no, green. Okay. So this is horizontal line, horizontal line. Every horizontal line has equation y equals a number and its slope is always 0 for any horizontal line. This is called a vertical line. Vertical line. Any vertical line has equation x equals a number and the slope of any type of vertical line is always undefined. So you have to remember these two information and then that's it. You're done. You don't need to do any math to find the answer for what they're asking here. You don't see anything. What do you don't see, lady? Can you see it now? Oh, okay. I thought it's my screen. Good, good. Now try the next one. Find the slope of the line that is perpendicular to the y-axis. So first you need to draw your y-axis. So what type of line will be perpendicular to this y-axis? A horizontal line. So you just draw a horizontal line. And actually not x equals 3. Y-axis is a vertical line. So it's perpendicular has to be a horizontal line. So every horizontal line, if you look at here, every horizontal line has the equation y equals a number. So this is our y. So our equation is y equals -5. But here they're not asking for equation. They're simply asking for the slope. So what's the slope of any horizontal line? Slope of any horizontal line is 0. So this is your answer. The slope of the line that is perpendicular to the y-axis is 0. In the exam, I'm going to ask at least 8 of these questions, this type. For example, parallel to the x-axis, parallel to the y-axis, perpendicular to the x-axis, perpendicular to the y-axis, and then what's the slope, what's the equation. So I'll ask you at least 8 questions with multiple parts. So you'll have around at least 24 points on this alone. So this is a very important concept, guys. Any question from anyone? Okay, then let's go to the next set of questions. It says, find the slope and equation of the line that is parallel to the x equals to 9 line. And it goes to the point -3, 8. So first you need to know, how do we draw x equals 9 line? What type of line is x equals 9 line? Is it a vertical line or a horizontal line? Get down, it's a vertical line. So you draw a line straight up and down and you name it x equals 9. And now you observe what they're asking. They're asking for parallel to x equals 9 line. So are we going to draw a vertical line or a horizontal line? What type of line is parallel to a vertical line? Another vertical line. So you draw another vertical line, and every vertical line has equation x equals a number. They already gave us the number. X is -3. So our equation is x equals -3. But they want equation plus the slope. So what's the slope of this parallel line? Means slope of this vertical line. Undefined. Undefined. Good job. That's all you need to do. No math is needed. You just visualize what is given. Now, who would like to try B? Find the equation and slope of the line perpendicular to x equals 9 line. So this was A. And this is x equals 9 line. Who would like to try B? Find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to x equals 9 line. How are you going to draw the perpendicular line? Is it a horizontal line or a vertical line? Come on, guys. No one understood this? If you have a vertical line and you want to draw its perpendicular line, good job, Kelly. You need to draw a horizontal line. So only horizontal line intersect a vertical line with a 90-degree angle. Perpendicular means you have to intersect with a 90-degree angle. Because you have to intersect with a 90-degree angle. This is what perpendicular means. If one line is horizontal, other line has to be vertical because they intersect with a 90-degree angle. They cross one another with a special angle, 90-degree angle. So x equals 9 line is a vertical line. The only line that can be perpendicular to that line is a horizontal line. And every horizontal line has equation y equals a number. And here they already gave us our y is 8. Yep. So you write the equation is y equals 8. And then you find the slope. What's the slope of any horizontal line? It doesn't have to be only this line. Slope of any horizontal line. 0. Now you guys are talking. So our slope is 0. Our equation is y equals 8 for B. Okay. Who is lost? Anybody? Okay, Joshua. Let's do one from the right side. Let's do it together. So Joshua, help me with A, and Justin, help me with B. A says, find the slope and the equation of the line that passes through the point -1 half -5, and it's perpendicular to the x-axis. So Joshua, how do you draw an x-axis? What type of line is x-axis? A horizontal or a vertical? X-axis is a horizontal line. Y-axis is vertical line. So x-axis is horizontal and you're drawing its perpendicular line. So what type of line you're going to draw on the x-axis? A horizontal line or a vertical line? Remember, perpendicular means they have to intersect with a 90-degree. You need to draw a vertical line. Good job. Now, every vertical line has an equation x equals a number. So for this question A, what x value you are given? -1/2. That's it. This is your equation. X equals -1/2. Okay. And then they're asking for the slope. What's the slope of any vertical line?
Zero.
Nope, undefined. Undefined means the slope doesn't exist. In order to have a slope, you have to walk from left side to the right side. In a vertical line, are you walking from left to right? Of course not, right? Because you're walking only straight up and straight down, like an elevator. So elevator doesn't have any slope because it doesn't move from left to the right. So it doesn't have any slope. It's undefined. So here for the slope, all you have to do is write undefined. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, Justin, for B, it says write a line that is perpendicular to the y-axis. So how do we write y-axis? Y-axis is a vertical line. So this is V. Y-axis. Now, what type of line is perpendicular to the y-axis? Taz, you have half correct. You missed your variable. So, yep, you need to write a horizontal line for perpendicular. And every horizontal line has equation y equals a number. Yep. So it's not only -5, you must write y equals -5. Otherwise, how do you know, is it x equals -5 or y equals -5? For horizontal and vertical line, you have to indicate your variable. So the equation they're asking is y equals -5. Good job. Every horizontal line has slope 0. So the slope they're asking is 0. So that's all you have to do for B. Any vertical line is undefined. Yes, correct. For slope. And any horizontal line has slope 0. So horizontal line has slope 0 because you are walking from left to the right, but you are not moving up or down. If you go up, your slope is positive. If you go down, your slope is negative. But since you are not moving up or down, so your slope is 0. And vertical line doesn't have slope because you are not even moving from left to the right. The first condition to have a slope is you have to move from left to the right. But you're not moving, so you cannot have a slope. With this, we are done with section 3.5. So you have your homework is 3.2 to 3.5 and quizzes. Now you can do them by tonight, or you have the maximum, the latest time you can have is next week, Tuesday midnight. By next week, Tuesday midnight, you have to finish the entire chapter 3. So you can do 3.1, 3.24, 234 tonight, and then over the next week, you can do the rest. 3.5, 3.6, and also take the quizzes. Okay, everyone? And if my stomach doesn't get better, then by tomorrow night, I'm going to send you an email if the class is online. If the class is not online, then I'm not going to send any email, okay? If it's in person, I'm not going to send any email. But if it's online, then I'm going to send an email. So keep an eye on your email, please. February 10. Let me see what's the next Tuesday. Yep. Definitely have to do everything by February 10. And you have your first exam on February 19 on chapter 3 and chapter 4. I'm going to post the review sheet soon. And the review sheets doesn't have any solution because all of them are from the question we are doing in class. Lady, go ahead.
Professor, I have a question. Do you mind if I paste a link for
Huh?
the WhatsApp group in the chat so everyone that wants to join can join?
Oh, yeah. So, lady is arranging or making a group chat, WhatsApp chat for everyone to help one another. If you need help, you can get help from others, or if you want to help others, you can help them. This is the link on the chat box for group chat. Please join if you feel comfortable, or just join and then see first few days how everyone is working, talking, and everything. And if you don't like it, you can just ungroup it. Okay. But I would suggest you join because that will actually definitely makes your life easier and more fun to be in this class. Okay. Thank you, lady, for arranging this group. I did not take attendance because okay, let me take before you leave. Okay. Most of you are already here. So let me take the attendance real quick. And let me take the attendance based on the name I have here. Andrea.
Here.
Sheikh. Abdullah. Christina Velez. Christopher.
Here.
Danielle.
Here. Here.
Dennis. Idalis.
Here.
Sorry. Janavi.
Here.
Jared.
Here.
Jay. Joshua.
Here.
Okay. Justin.
Here.
Caitlin. Kelly.
Here.
Kyle.
Here.
Lady. Okay, Caitlin. Lady, you are
Here.
here. Muntaha.
Here.
Nicholas.
Here.
Here.
Nick. I have two Nicholas, sorry. Nicholas S and Nicholas I.
I'm Nicholas
Nick.
S.
Okay. Oresti.
Here.
Ricardo.
Here.
And Taz is here. Zichi.
Here.
Okay, so I have 23 today from 27. Not bad. So, Yannick, I had you. So thank you everyone for being here.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So by February 10th, we need to do all chapter 3 homework and
Homework
quizzes
and
on my
quizzes.
math lab.
Yep.
Okay. There's 3 quizzes on my math lab.
One is 3.3, 3.5. Sorry, we have 3.3 and 3.4 is quiz 1. Then another quiz is 3.2 and 3.5 combination. Then we have 3.6. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
3 quizzes, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 homework. 5 homework, 3 quizzes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. So goodbye, everyone. Have a good day. Make sure to keep an eye on Brightspace. So not Brightspace, on your email. If I don't feel better, then we are going to have another online class Thursday. But if I don't send you any email, that means the class will be in person. Okay? And the group chat, if you cannot log in, then I'm gonna look at the chat box. Lady has her iCloud info. Just email her, and then she will admit you to the group. Okay? Have a good day. Be safe. Bye, everyone.